Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Feel like I need to deep breathe. So welcome. I will be yammering until this catches up with YouTube, and then we will have everyone tell me if you can see me and hear me, because that's important that that's happening. Okay. So we're just waiting for the two things to catch up to each other. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Because on my YouTube, it says it's not playing, so that's delightful. Hi, Tara and Sarah and Rachel. Hi. And Tammy. Awesome. Oh, so, friends, we're here to play. It's Friday. It's 3 o'clock my time. I know y'all are all over the place, so I hope you're enjoying your Friday, whatever you're doing. I'm sure, Tammy, you are, now that you had a clean space to play and be creative in today, which is delightful. And so I'm going to play in a couple of journals, and I brought out like all of my prompt decks. I have quite a few, it seems, and we'll just see what happens today. Okay, so thanks, Joan. Hi. So if you're playing along, grab your stuff, and let's get going. I'm going to put my hands in the spotlight. There you go. Okay. Since that is easier. I had a question from someone, and I don't know if they will be here or not, but in case they get to watch this or watch the, hi, Berlin, get to watch the replay, I wanted to address the question and also play in one of these journals. But I just did a summit called The Art of Handmade. Some of you might be there from that. Some of you might have taken some of the classes. I hope you did and enjoyed them. And part of the summit is to, introduce people to me and to give them my freebie class called 3 Creative Ways to Start a Dailyish Practice, or 3 Ways to Start a Dailyish Creative Practice. I can never remember. It's a very long title. And part of that is to get these little tiny journals. You get all the printables to make these little journals and the covers, and then you can play in them. And so the person had reached out to ask if I could share some other things that I had done in the journal just for, for her information. And so I wanted to share a few things today, and I'm going to play in one of them. And Linda Roan, I got your happy mail, my friend. Delightful. Thank you. I have not had a chance to email you, but it was delightful. So thank you very much. I brought it out to play with today as my collage inspiration. I have happy mail to play with today. So thank you for that, my friend. So a couple things with these journals is I played in one in the video, but these are just meant to literally be tiny, tiny little sparks of inspiration. Okay. So it could be, as simple as a doodle. This is, you cannot get simpler than this, y'all. The background is a stamp. This little heart piece is a tiny piece of collage. And these pieces here are washi tape. And I think actually the heart is washi tape too. So like the little pink is collage paper. This little heart is washi tape. These strips of hearts are washi tape, and then those are washi tape. That's it. And then, the good thing about these journals is that they have these little, let me see if there you go. They have these little borders on them already. So, that's part of it already. So, but I really want you to just keep it so simple. This is just bits of collage. Same thing, collage, collage, collage. This is just a magazine image that then I just took a paint pen and made dots on top of. So, colored pencil. This is nothing but abstract colored pencil, just, scribbled. Okay. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it really can be whatever you want it to be. What is it that you're looking to play with? This is mostly watercolor with some stamps and a piece of collage and a quote. So I'll play in this one, but I want you to just really, they can all be a theme. This one did not have a theme. This was called play. This one did have a theme where it was all collage and then a little bit of quotes from like a Tim Holtz book, the sticker quotes. So they can have themes. If you're following someone's challenge on, this was an actual, oh, wow, there you go. If you're following someone's challenge on, like, say, Instagram or YouTube, wherever TikTok, I don't know if that is what it is or not. But if they do challenges on TikTok, but I know they do them on Instagram. But that's what this was. So you can see that there were words on it, frothy, woven, and I used this little book to respond to the prompts, because then I'm only using this, you can see how tiny it is, just a tiny little space to respond to the prompt, and I'm not making it this overwhelming thing. I'm doing something in 5-10 minutes. Okay, so this is one of those books that, having a prompt that says touching, having a prompt and then just reacting to it in the simplest way that you can is what I would suggest that you do. Okay, so all right, so I have those books. I have one to work in. Maybe this one has still got some space in it, and this one. Okay. And Rachel said, thank you for giving me the details for the grabby watercolors. She got some and loves them. Yes, awesome. For those that are like, what are grabby watercolors? This is the grabby watercolors that she's talking about. Not these. That was something someone gave me. But it's a set of 100 watercolors in one pan, and they're from the company Grabby. Right there. Okay, they have their own website. Plus, if you like to buy things on Amazon, you can go to Amazon. So I have that. Then I brought out my one of these. Many of you have seen this a million times. If you saw my Instagram post today, you saw me make this one. This is just a zine, so a simple piece of paper here. If you're unfamiliar with a zine, then go into my main channel here on YouTube and go into playlists. I have an entire playlist devoted just to zines. So this is a zine that is just bits of collage. Well, they should say like the background was stamped. Well, I take that back. The background was actually stenciled. So stenciled with some black watercolor probably. And then I just started adding bits of collage paper and some watercolor and added a quote. And I have a creative practice, y'all. Creative practice. So I have one page left in here, which I think I'll do today. And then, you can put a piece of ribbon on a paper clip and it looks super cute. I wanted to, while I was pulling through my journals, I also pulled this out because I taught a class recently with zines, and they have been doing a lot of magazine collage. And so I thought, what if you pulled out a page from a magazine and used it as the zine? Okay, so you can see this is the magazine page, but this was the page on the back that was, it says, whipping egg whites and sugar into a meringue before folding them into the chocolate batter yields a cake with a moist interior and crackly crust. So it's a dessert. But when you fold it up into a zine, you just have super beautiful backgrounds in which to work on. All right. So don't discount, a lot of us use zines by just grabbing a piece of printer paper and then we go crazy because that's what we do. We're mixed media artists. So we start with color and watercolor and, stamping and all that jazzy stuff. But don't discount going into your magazines and finding a really beautiful page that that inspires you. It could be just color, and fold it up and see what the pages show up as, and then that could be the background that you start creating on. Okay, this would also be beautiful with doing collage bits on the magazine. Like you could start adding collage bits to it. All right, so that's funny. Rachel thought it was a photo of like Jupiter. No, well, honestly, I actually, no, I literally had to read this to find out what it was. I knew it was food because it came from a food magazine, but that's the only way I knew it was food. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Celia. Thank you for joining us from South Texas. All right. So then the other journal that I popped out today, and yes, I will start getting creative and working, but I do think, I mean, I've been told, I hope this is true, but that you all like seeing why I use journals and what I use and all those different types of ideas to get you creating. This is what I've called a gratitude journal, a gratitude tag journal. If you're in my membership, this was a class a bazillion years ago. And so, and I've done versions of this, but this is just, you know, I didn't even buy tags. These are an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut into 4 and then cut off. Yes, it's a chocolate meringue, Celia. It was a chocolate meringue. So this is cut into, you know, then cut to make like a tag and then pull punched. And then I've done, you know, lots of different things, sometimes on the back, sometimes nothing. Made pockets. A lot of this isn't finished because it was me teaching. Okay, so it lots of started things are not finished, but also don't be afraid to run your tags through your sewing machine. So anyway, way places to put a photo. There I am. And you know, I saved this as it was a quote from or something from Toni Morrison, which was fun. Book paper, lots of fun things. Okay, so just grabbing a bunch of paper and putting it on a binder ring and calling it a journal is a way to also have something tiny to work on. All right, so I'm going to go, since that was it was a request to work itty bitty, so I'm going to work itty bitty. And so I have my Dear Journal Let's Play prompt deck. This one is in my Etsy store. I have the Creative Simplicity prompt deck, also in my Etsy store. This is the prompt deck from this little free class. Okay, so if you have that free class, you own this prompt deck. And then I have this prompt deck, which is in my membership. It was a class a long time ago. And so each one is slightly different. Some are supplies. So I'm just going to pull a supply. Pastels. I don't actually own pastels, y'all. But what I always say about a prompt, what does that mean to you? It could just be pastels as in pastel colors. This prompt deck was meant for the wider audience, not just me. So I had pastels as part of the words. So I'm going to pull that. I'm going to pull one of these. I'm going to pull one of each because glue bits of collage, because why not? Accent. And so if you're playing along, you can grab a prompt. Okay, tiny things in corners. All right, so I've got tiny things in corners, accent, glue bits of collage, and pastels. This is what I have to play with for right now. So I pulled pastels. Since I don't actually own pastels, Gwen, if you're here, pull out your pan pastels, my friend. She just bought some. And I'm going to put down some pastelli. You know, I've changed my mind already, y'all, because I looked sideways. And if you see my latest YouTube video, or if you've tried my latest YouTube video where I made a prompt deck, you too might have some handmade washi tape. And when I looked, I realized pastels. Pastels, y'all. I'm going to use this. So this is masking tape that I used around the deck I was creating. And then when I was done, I pulled the masking tape and I had washi tape. And if I needed glue, I would use it. But yeah, it was fun. And it created, you know, one of a kind washi tape. If you did it, if I did it again, it would be different. If you did it again, it would be different. So that's delightful. All right, so I did pastels, got some pastel glue, bits of collage. I'm going to go to my Happy Mail. I don't know what this is, but it's wooden. I will pull that out. You never know what people are going to send you. It's absolutely fun. These are all gorgeous. Liking this one. Gorgeous. I almost feel like tissue papers and handmade paper. Fabulous. Ooh, this is fun. Don't know what that is, but there you have it. I've got a little bit of book paper here. So this is like wooden. It's delightful. Hi, Tara. How are you? Welcome. We're just playing. At least I'm playing. Some people play with me. Some people just sit and watch. Y'all do you. This is wooded, like some kind of almost like a wooden, like little strip of a wooden strip of wood. That made a lot of sense, didn't it? Like almost like, you know, something you'd find coming out of a basket. Well, my glue is clogged. So I'm going to use, instead of a glue stick, I'm going to use my art glitter glue because it's just a little bit on the stronger side to glue down these itty bitty pieces of wood as my collage. So I am going to ask anyone if they feel like sharing. Are you playing along today? That's my normal question for a Friday. Are you just hanging? If you want to share what you're doing, it's always lovely. I think it's nice to give others inspiration. This is very thin, so we'll use glue stick. And, you know, you could just be sitting and hanging and just maybe having a break, having a cup of tea. Ooh, this is in a foreign language. Just realized that. Linda, you did tell me that. No, that's not Linda. This is Rachel. Rachel, this is from you. I believe. No, maybe not. I think it's from you, Rachel. Y'all, I get a lot of happy mail. So sometimes it all gets in a pile and I forget who it's from. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yay. Okay. It did. It came. Wendy's eating lunch. Good for you, Wendy. Yay. Rachel is resting. She had a creative afternoon earlier. That's right. It's late for you. So. Oh, good. I'll look on the YouTube channel. I do have a community tab here that you are welcome to post. This is a new thing for Instagram, y'all. A new thing for YouTube, that on my post, if you go to my channel and you go under the word posts, it would allow you to post pictures of your projects or whatever you're doing. So you are welcome to post stuff that you're doing there. If it strikes your fancy, and share with each other what you're doing. So that's lovely. Tara, glad for you taking a break. Taking a break, it's always a good thing. And let's see. Deb is working on a painting. Oh, the one you started painting yesterday. Awesome. She's working on her painting. Yay, you. Tammy's playing along with little bits and pieces that she put in a basket while cleaning yesterday. Yay. Ooh, and Joan is continuing her collage from yesterday. Yay, you, Joan. Joan started a collage by pulling out a bunch of papers randomly. Now, this might seem like, well, of course, but that is not just easy for Joan. So Joan is challenging herself to just pull out a bunch of collage papers and put them together on a canvas. And what she shared with us yesterday is delightful. Very excited to see where it goes. So I am loving this little collage I'm putting down because all the papers that came from the Happy Mail are definitely stuff I do not have. So this gorgeous paper with the silver, sorry, just trying to put this pin back in because I keep clogging my glue. This gorgeous paper with the silver, look at how pretty that is. This is like a mesh, but has little pieces in it, gorgeous. And of course the wooden stick, super fun. All right, so I've glued down bits of collage. So the next thing that popped on in my, I've done those two, was the word accent. So I assume that means to add an accent to my piece. And something from Linda's, yeah, there we go. Okay, I love this, and at first I thought I would cut this, but honestly, I love this as a piece. It's a invitation, and this would make an absolutely gorgeous like flip or a pocket for a journal. So I'm going to leave this intact. And what I did was grab these that I had seen that Linda sent me that have these gorgeous, well, multiple things on both. Oh my God. How do you cut this stuff and not want to pick everything? But I knew that these flowers were on here. So I'm going to chop. Just chop this. Yes, it's very British, the tea thing. I love it though. But I feel like it needs to not be, where, oh, this one before. It needs to not be cut as, you know, as a collage material. I want it to stay intact. It's too pretty to not use as a focal point on a page. So, but this, you know, this magazine page is pretty and gives me some options. To add as a focal point. So I'm going to put one on one and see if one on one. I'm going to put a flower on one side and see if I feel like I need something on the other, probably, because I feel like I'm doing I'm matching, you know, like I'm, oh, here, we'll do this. I feel like I'm making this like matchy set of pages. And those would make good collage, so I'll save them. And, you know, I don't have to fussy cut, but why not? I have the ability, and I'm not that fussy with my fussies. So I'll just do a little bit so that it, and see what happens. Oops, I'm attached. So just playing with whatever I have popping in. There's no plan. Literally for these YouTube lives, I don't plan. I don't plan a lot of things, honestly, because I just want it to be fun and playful and spontaneous, and show that trusting your intuition and your supplies is okay. And I'm making this very skinny, which I might regret, but just trusting your intuition and your supplies and playing and just seeing what comes up and not worrying too much about what it looks like in the end, because really, who cares? I hope you don't care. I hope you just go with it, especially if you're just playing for playing's sake. You're not, you know, making a gift for someone, or that I do understand. Sometimes you want to make it, you know, special and There we go. All right. Oh, wait. That looks gorgeous. Loving all the little pieces. Woohoo. All right. Tiny things in corners, y'all. Tiny things in corners. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Tiny thing. I mean, I know, obviously I know what it means, people. But what I mean by that is what do I want to do? I have an idea. I have an idea. So my first thought was I wanted something like a jewel, but I don't have one. Oh, okay. So this is how my brain works. Tiny things in corners. And when I was looking over here next to me, which is a big pile of paper, I saw this. And I was like, ooh, that might be fun if I had like a piece of it. So I got out my hole punch. This is how I want you to, this is how my brain works. So when you're like, how do they think of this stuff? This is how it works, y'all. I just look around and see what's happening around me. I opened the hole punch because I wanted to be able to know what I had in my hole punch, because whatever I punched, I wanted to use. And when I spilled it out, a bunch of pink circles. I don't need to do anything. Tiny things in corners, y'all. Somewhere along the line, oops, I buried it into the glue. Somewhere along the line, I hole punched pink paper. If anyone can remember me hole punching pink paper in a project, let me know. But now I've got tiny things in corners. Okay, this glue is making me a little bananas, so not the glue stick. If you're a tactile person where like getting glue all over your fingers makes you bananas, a glue stick must drive you crazy. What I do need, I think the next thing I might invest in is a pair of tweezers. And I've seen these tweezers on a YouTube channel, and it almost looks like they lock down. If anyone knows what they might be, feel free to send me a link. But I found them very interesting, like, because the artist does a lot of fiddly little stuff, and so she'll clamp these tweezers onto the piece of collage paper and then put the glue on it and then glue it down. So anyone have thoughts on that? Feel free to send me a link. All right. I think maybe one more bit in corner. Tiny things in corners. I mean, I wrote these prompts and I don't even remember that prompt, y'all. All right, tiny bits in corners. I think we're good. I like it. It feels done. Forceps. Well, Tammy, I don't have any forceps, but that's actually a good idea. I could look for them too. All right, so this is it. This is me responding to those 4 prompts. I love it. Super cute. Now, do I have quotes on all these? I do. Let's see. I tend to like that. I tend to like words. Oh. Okay. Sorry. Just scared my dog. I have my Tim Holtz books. Look, the word charming. That is charming. I love it. And then we'll see if something else. If not, I will pop off and try and work some more because, you know, y'all don't need to just see me looking for a word. No, intriguing. No. Okay, nothing's popping. So off we go. All right, one word is good. This page, charming. Okay. Hi, Karen. From the Netherlands. Y'all, we're very international today. I love that. Thank you all for being here and for hanging out with me. And just, I think more, thank you for showing up for your creative practice. It's not about showing up for me. If I'm the impetus for you to show up, yay. But that doesn't have to be why you're here. Should be because you want to be creative. And this is a way to get into conversation with a, or be in community, I should say, with a lot of people. And I think that's awesome. All right, these were intriguing me that Linda sent me, so I'm pulling them out. They're like little pop-ups. I don't know if they're stickers. Oh my God, they're two-sided. These are crazy. Oh my God, how cute are these? All right, these are not pop-ups, so this is a pop-up. Oh my God, these are so stinking cute. All right, I'm gonna go with this one. This is the closest looking to me. Has a little baby. And I'm gonna pull up my gratitude. So, because in gratitude to you, Linda, for sending these to me. Oh, I like this. All right, I found this page. Oh, I love that, Tara. Okay, crosslock. Bear with me, y'all, while I write that down because this chat goes away when I'm done. So give me a hot minute. Cross lock tweezers or self-closing. Thank you. Yeah, I kept looking at them and I don't think she listed them, but I was like, that might come in very handy. Oh, look at this. All right, the reason why this page popped up to me, one, if you know me, I love rainbows, and obviously I started color penciling this, and I also liked the brown of the paper to go with the brown of the background of this the little chicklet on this page. So I might end up cutting off this, but that's okay. All right, so I've got her, and so I feel like I need to continue. And I think I'm going to go to watercolor, honestly. So her dress has some watercolor elements in it. So I want to pull some of that. Actually, I think it's done in watercolors, the whole design, honestly. So I'm going to pull some of that in to my background. I do have words circled in the back of this, but I'm not necessarily, they're going to end up getting covered. The idea behind this page was, if you are interested in trying out a page like this for yourself, was to glue down book paper in random ways, like just rip it all up, not just one big piece of paper. I ripped it up into lots of different little sections and glued it down, and then went looking for words. I'm going to put her here so that you can see I'm using her as inspiration. And then went looking for words to pull up that were inspiring in the background of the, in the words, in the book pages, and then circle them. And usually what I would end up doing is circling them and then working around them so that the words stayed out, kind of like a version, of blackout poetry, for those that know what that is. Okay. So it's a beautiful beautiful technique. And it is actually one, I have a new class coming out on Sunday. It's a butterfly journal, and the class is called Emerge. And that is one of the lessons in it, is using book paper and looking for words. So if you're on my email list, you'll see that on Sunday. It is the preview or the beginning of my launch for my membership to open on September the 26th or 27th, I think. That might be a Saturday. And so if that is of any interest to you, make sure you're watching out for my newsletter. If you're not on my newsletter, you can go in the description below and sign up. The link is there. I'd love to have you. And yeah. Oh, it reminds you. Oh, that's funny. Paula. Hi, Paula. For some reason, the girl reminds me of a Banksy character. Absolutely. I think I even know which one. But yes, it does feel a little Banksy. That's funny. Celia also put a tiny circle in your collage. Fabulous. All right. So I've got this. Okay, fabulous. I need to dry it, so give me a moment. I have to mute. All right, so I'm also going to look now. I want to say that honestly, this could be my background. I glued down book pages. I found maybe you find a word or two if you want. You add some color. I started with, excuse me, hit the camera. I started with colored pencils originally, but then switched to watercolor. I could add the little girl down. I am somewhat hampered, I guess might be a good word, by the fact that there's a hole and a ring, so I do need to catch her in that section. I could glue this down, add a quote, and call it good. So nothing has to be this huge project of so many layers and I have all this stuff. You don't have to do that, y'all. You can keep things super, super simple. Those are all legitimate things. Legitimate. Okay. Sometimes, I'm back to this with this. Okay, sometimes I feel like we get some of us get very caught, and I find myself with this too, caught up in the, but I've watched someone, do this art journal page and they stamped and stenciled and collage, and then they cut it out and then they put this on it and they added this and they did this. And so that's the only thing that makes it legitimate. And mine was so simple. All I did was, find an image I liked and glued it in my art journal and added a word. Is that enough? Yes, it is enough. Creativity doesn't have to be complicated. It can be. It doesn't have to be simple. It can be. It is what it is, needs to be for you in the moment. But what I want you to not get caught in is it doesn't look like theirs. They do all these different steps. Mine is too simple. It's never too simple. Okay. One of my favorite things I've shown you is this. Okay. Collage bits that have no meaning, watercolor, and a quote. That's it. It's not complicated, it's super simple. So we complicate it. But, we're human nature. We like to complicate things. We can't help ourselves. All right, so I'm going back. I've got my girl. Just feel like adding some layering is where I'm going with this little fun thing. After telling you keep it simple, I'm going to see how complicated I can make it. Not really. I'm not trying to make it complicated. I just wanted to add some more stuff to it. All right. I wanted to give her, so I'm loving this. I wanted to just give it more background. So that's what I'm doing. So this is some of my washi tape. Pull back my little collage piece and see how that looks. Yeah, that's fun. I might put another piece of washi tape here. Let's see what I got. Some of this washi tape has, maybe this green, has some leaves stamped on it from when I was stamping the piece, but all right, let's see. Let's see, this goes here. Okay, got that. And then I need something, I don't like this hard edge. It's a me thing. So, you know, there's the other thing watching someone create is you finding your own style through watching me and being inspired by what I'm doing, because decisions I'm making will not be your decisions. You might think I'm being bananas. It's quite possible I'm being bananas, y'all. Super cute. But I don't, you know, this is how you're like, okay, I don't have, well, also you, not many of you have this, you know, I don't think any of you have this right here. Okay. But whatever you have supplies, and you might make a different color choice, or, you know, lots of different things. And that's good. I'm going to mark where that is. I know I'm covering it, so sometimes that helps since I've kind of laid it out a smidge. Oops, sideways. Okay, got that. There's my chiclet. I need to add, this is going to go along the edge. There. So mark, keep it, make it easy on yourself. And let's put this down. Yes, Rachel, comparing yourself to others is how we lose our joy. I do it all the time, y'all. I am not immune from the watching other people and getting caught up in that. I love this. Okay, so before, I don't want to get white splatters on her, but I would like to put some white splatters down. So I'm glad I thought of it before I did it. But yes, just, you know, I want you to not compare yourself to people, but just use what they're doing as inspiration. What's always just one little thing that you can watch that someone is doing that you find interesting and inspiring, and that you can bring into your own work. Try. But I know how hard it is. None of us, I think, are immune to the comparison and the, but theirs look better, or their whatever. Especially when we just see it as a reel or a picture, and we don't actually watch the process. And, you know, because I've taken classes with teachers who I've seen their work because it was photographed, and or it was in a magazine, or it was, they had a book. This was a while ago. I was in a class like that, and I was like, there's no way I could ever do that. It's so perfect. And then I saw it in person, and I was like, oh my God, so messy. And she's like, yep, photographs flatten it. So, you know, always take things with a grain of salt. All right, I got some white splatters. Oh, look, rainbow washi tape, you know, in case you needed some of that. Okay, so I have to dry this a smidge. I'll let it dry for a little bit by itself. So I know I'm going to put the girl on here. I do need to cut this off. I think I'll cut it off after. And I will want to have some kind of fun little quote on here, which could be a little bit longer. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, I'm babbling and looking for words all at the same time. What would you like me to write? I don't know what to write. She was a beautiful child. That seems a little too on the nose. I'm going to go with the happiest moment. Okay, I'm going to hang on to it because I don't know where this is. Oh, where it's going to land is what I was going with that. On her way home, the happiest moment. And the sweet prize of life. I don't know. Those are all speaking to me. I love this book, by the way. It's the Tim Holtz clippings sticker book because it helps you make like poetry if you wanted to. And, you know, I'm using the word poetry very loosely. Please bear that in mind. All right, I need to glue this, and then we'll add our quote and see what we got. So this is a very interesting magazine page or book page that I got sent that has them on both sides. Just different backgrounds and just feels different. Okay, and then I need to cut this off. And depending on what your, tag book is, you might not need to cut that off. It could have been that you like having things hanging out of your tag books. I do that for other tag books, just not for this one. This one is very self-contained within itself, so. All right, so I have these quotes here. The happiest moment, the sweet prize of life, on her way home. I don't know, I'm just going to put them all down. Why can't it be all of it? Brett, it can be all of it, y'all. And then I'm going to add the final. I'm going to add a final since I have the space. All right. There you have it. Nothing fancy. Absolutely nothing fancy. If you can paint, and all y'all can paint. That was a very large statement. If you like to paint flowers, let's go with that word. You could have painted the flowers instead of looking, instead of cutting out collage, you can paint them. You could have fussy cut her out more because there's a lot of, holding space like a sticker has around it. So you could have fussy cut her a little more. There could have been lots of things you could do. You could have added to her dress. Okay, so fabulous. I love this. It's just a nice, fun thing. Oh my God, look what's next. I feel like I'm going to go to this. I went from sweet to scary. I like it. I'm going to stay with the theme because I'm loving this cat. I feel like that's kind of going with this. This has been, I have to say, I'm absolutely, the fact that these papers are something I would just never have, not never, that's, that's also a large statement, I just don't have. And someone sent them to me and I just like I'm so enjoying being inspired by the images that I'm seeing. So I think it was, I can't remember, Tammy, it might have been you, that said that they just ended up, no, it wasn't Tammy, it was someone else in my membership, Kathy, who ended up with a bunch of like old art journaling, like Somerset magazines. And, you know, where can you find inspiration in them? What unique, fun things can you find just by looking? What can spark something fun? What it was inspiring me was the fact that this is like very Halloween for me, and this feels like almost like a Halloween costume. Okay, so that's why I was like, ooh, that's kind of fun. So this one might have to stick out. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like I'm losing my skull. I'm going to tell, oh, good night, Karen. I have a class tomorrow learning botanical drawing. I better get to bed soon. I've made 2 pages with you, Kelsey. Oh, good. In your little journal from the curated bundle class. Oh, awesome. That was this one for sure. Yes. Have fun in your class. All right. So I don't want to lose the skull, but you know, I'm really enjoying. Okay. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep cutting and see what happens. Every time I put it down, it changes slightly. So let's see. All right. So here's what's happening with this one. I love everything about it, and it doesn't fit this page. It fits the theme of the page for me, but what it doesn't fit is I would have to cut off like part of her hat, not her hat, her headband or her ears. I love the flower on her dress, so I don't want to cut any of that off. So I'm going to save it. Oh, maybe make it a flip. Make it a flip. It's so thin. That's the only thing I would have to. No, see, this is why we save stuff. So this is not fitting on here. And so I'm going to hang on to it because I love this. And I can go into a bigger art journal, like, you know, like a art journal. This is already done, but this, you know, it fits this page better. And so I can work with it. And yes, Tara, that making a flip would have been a good idea, except that I don't want to bend her. It's just this journal to me. This is to me. Always remember, I'm not having it flip out. Okay. I'm not stick out is not what is the word I'm looking for. Not flip out, because there are flip outs on this. But I want this. I love this as it is now that I've fussy cut it. So I'm going to hang on to it. Okay. So we'll move that to the side, and then we'll go looking and see if there's something else I can do for my Halloween. And if not, we'll do something different. Okay, this was hilarious. I'm gonna I wanted to share that Linda did this. This is a photocopy of sari silk wrapped around cardstock. Okay, she literally wrapped it around cardstock, sari ribbon. Like, if you don't know what sari ribbon is, here it is. She also sent me some. Okay, and then she took a photocopy of it. I love that. Okay, because now something that's tactile like this ribbon, I now have the ability to use as something fun. And also, I'm going to save your note. Oh my God, she did it twice. I have 2 of them. See, now I can use this because so if you find like a fun piece of fabric, maybe you could photocopy it and use it in your art journals. I'm going to chop that off and then do it. And use it, photocopy it, and then you have collage paper that's flat. Lost the glue stick. I lost my glue stick, y'all. There it is. That's flat, and you still have the material that you can use. So that's super fun. That is an absolutely delightful idea that I had not thought of. I don't have a photocopier at home, so that's partly why I probably would not have thought of it. It's very annoying that my printer is just a printer, but that's what I got. Scissors. Oop. So how can I get inspired by something else? By not having something work, I am now had to go looking for a different solution. And honestly, if I was not working here live on YouTube, I probably would have just gone to a different art journal so that I could have kept working with the Fussy Cut cat. But I'm here on YouTube with y'all. I love this skeleton. I don't have anything Halloween-y around me. I have nothing Halloween-y. But I do have this vase of flowers. That's the right color. Let's cut it out and see what happens. So now I'm just thinking, well, Halloween, fall. Well, that's kind of fun. I got invited to, my husband and I got invited to a Halloween party for this year. It's been a very long time since we have dressed up. And then I am going to a retreat. Not really an art retreat, just I would say it's more of like, you know, it's called the Divine Feminine Retreat. And she wanted us to bring an ugly prom dress or bridesmaid's dress as like a fun dress up silly evening thing. So I'm like, well, now I have the excuse to buy an ugly bridesmaid's or prom dress and use it for Halloween at the same time. Bonus. All right, do I want this in the skeleton? I don't know, so I'm just going to glue it down. This was cut, that's why there's a circle there, so somewhere along the line the skeleton was I'm waffling, y'all. I don't waffle. I very rarely waffle. I'm waffling. There you go, unwaffled. Glue it down. Sometimes I just don't know where to go with the things. But if you don't think about it too much, and just go with it. Things get easier. Since I have this pen in my hand, I'm going to use it. Not the prettiest page I've ever made, that's for sure. But what are we doing today, people? We're playing. We're just playing. No, I don't want to do that. I think I'm going to put, because it seems that I cannot do a page anymore without putting splatters on it. How many of you get locked into like something for a long time? Like you just have to have a piece of collage on everything. You must use watercolor every time. You must add a black doodle. I feel like that's I'm in the everything must have splatters on it phase of my painting career right now. It is not done until it is splattered. But I don't question it because after a while I'll get bored and then I'll do something else. Correct, Amendo? How about some messy white to go with the skeleton? Just to add some, it's blending in, but that's okay, don't care. All right. Okay. I have no idea what it is. It's the skeleton's mind. All right. It's a little discombobulated. It's a little loose. I still have my kitty. She's sitting next to me because I think that is just adorable. So this is what we have done today, my friends. I hope you have done something while we were here. If not, I hope you got some inspiration for later. I did a crazy, I don't know what it is. I'm just going to go, this is what the skeleton is thinking about. And so we've done that. And then we did our little girl. So we have sweet. Whoops, sorry, let's flip it. We've got the nice little sweet girl. Then we have Halloween. And then we have our little charming page of following our prompts. All right. And so that was an hour just playing. Nothing was earth-shattering. There's absolutely nothing I would hang in a museum. But I had a good time. And I played. And I used up some beautiful collage stuff and happy mail that came from lovely people in this community. And I think all that is worth Tim Burton. Oh my God, yes, there you go. I've channeled my Tim Burton. Maybe I'm channeling a little Wednesday. Perhaps we are watching the show Wednesday. Maybe this. This is what we all thought Wednesday might be. This is what Wednesday actually is. Okay. So there you have it. Here's Wednesday, and here's what is it? Enid, I think, is her roommate. So here you have it. We have the two together. So I hope you had some fun. Hi, Tara. Thank you for joining me. And let me put my face into the spotlight. I like to finish with my face. Thank you so much for joining me today and playing along. And I hope that you will spend over the next 3 days. I always try to tell people this at the end of my YouTube lives. I hope you'll spend over the next 3 days, because we're on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to just spend 15 minutes doing something. It could be 5 minutes later today, 5 minutes on Saturday, 5 minutes on Sunday, but just to do something simple, something creative. Maybe even just, fold a zine and get it ready for next week. So you have something that you could put a little something in every day. Let your creativity be really simple and easy and fun and playful and full of curiosity and what ifs. What if I did this? I mean, I think you watched a lot of what if today as I'm working. That tends to be what I do, a lot of what ifs. So what if this happened? What if I cut this out? What if I glued that down? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And all of it is correct. All of it is correct. There's no wrong. So I hope that if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, y'all. We're here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're not on my mailing list, my email list, please go to this description and sign up. For those that are there and are looking to a little sneak peek of the journal, the butterfly journal, here it is, that I am offering up on Sunday in celebration of my membership opening on September 26th or 27th. One of those days, it'll be in the newsletter, y'all. I can't keep it all straight in my head. Then come and join me. And I think you'll really enjoy the class. It has some live elements to it, but you get to keep it forever. This one is a purchased class, but you get to keep it forever. Okay. And yeah, I think that's all I got for today. I hope you had fun. And then the next time I'm here live on YouTube will be October the 3rd. So in 2 weeks, I will be back here on YouTube, and we will I'll be painting butterflies. I actually have a plan for that one. So I'll be painting some butterflies, and you can join me and play along with me. All right, friends, love you all. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.